Hello, my friends. I welcome you to another episode of Aditya Talks. And today we have Mr. Dr. Rohit Kumar, and he is a reputed specialist general surgeon having decades of experience in the medical field. Dr. Kumar has surpassed all forms of excellence and has the drive to learn more in this field. He has headed many surgical departments in renowned hospitals, and today he has come to Aditya Talks to share his knowledge with our community. Welcome to the show, sir. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you, Aditya, for giving this opportunity to come and speak and talk to you. So,
Yes, sir. The pleasure is mine, and I will learn a lot during this interview. And for the benefit of our viewers, can you tell us about yourself and your vast career in the medical sector as a surgeon?
well, you want me to start from the beginning to start
Yes.
how the journey was?
Yes.
So, I belong to India and did my schooling from Missouri, and then parents got settled in Bareilly in UP. So, did my high school and plus two from Bareilly. And then in an exchange program, I went to Kazakhstan, ex-Russia, where I did my graduation, that is MBBS. So after completing my graduation from Kazakhstan, I came back to India, did my internship, and was working as a house registrar in surgery department. And then after preparing for All India, got the 14th rank All India and cleared the exam and got a seat in the surgery field in surgery department. And after doing the surgery from Army Hospital Research and Referral, which is in Delhi, one of the reputed college, then I've worked in private for a few months and went and did a fellowship. It was in laparoscopic and bariatric surgery, one of the reputed hospital in Delhi from Sir Gangaram Hospital. We had a good experience. We used to do large volume. After finishing my fellowship, then I again came to the private sector, was working for a few months. Then I cleared another fellowship, was in Greece for 1.5 years for advanced training. Came back to India, worked for a few months, cleared another exam, and then I was in Japan for a year. And now for last 11 years, I'm practicing in Dubai as a laparoscopic and a bariatric surgeon, also the medical director of the hospital. That's what my journey has been.
Well, that was like a roller coaster. So you have done and accomplished so much in this field, and you have done research and study on so many different levels, and that is really interesting to see. What prompted you to enter the medical industry at a young age, and what is your advice to the youth? Which is new to this industry and who are excited to join this industry as well.
Well, the message to all the youth who want to join the medical field, you have a long learning curve. Don't go for a short earning that you'll become a doctor in 4 or 5 years and you start earning. You need at least 10 to 15 years of your training, studies, and all. And then you come into the earning or you come into the practice. Actually, becoming a doctor takes a lot of time and effort. Yes, there are some field like surgery is one of that, the where you need lot of time for your profession, where your family and friends get neglected at different time of your life. But there are other fields also where life is little comfortable, like you take dermatology, dental, and other. You can opt for such field also. But to the youth, if you really want to become a doctor, only then take this field. Don't just forcefully go and become a doctor. If that you don't like it, you're just going to become a doctor because your parents want. Do things which you like and enjoy.
Yes, I think whenever you do something, you should have a inner, deeper passion towards your goal, and then only because you have to for achieving something you have to grind and hustle a lot, and doctor and medical industry is something that you have to in which you have to work a lot. So can you tell us, what prompted you to enter the medical industry? You did not answer this part of the question.
Well, way back, I'm talking about in early 90s, we didn't have many options as kids in nowadays have. So the option were only medicine or engineering. So I preferred going to, so initially I wanted to be a merchant navy officer, but then I realized for to be a merchant navy officer, you need to be good in maths. I was not so good in maths, so decided to become a doctor. My dad always wanted to be a doctor. He couldn't become, so he we discussed, and then I said, okay, I'll become a doctor in the family. So I'm the first one in the family to become a doctor, and then that's how it happened.
That's really interesting. So as you said before, you are a leading bariatric surgeon today in Dubai. So what are your views on obesity, and what are your tips to people so that they can lose weight without surgery or any other artificial methods?
Well, first, you should not reach a level where you need a surgery. And most important thing is to live a healthy life. Exercise should be part of your life. Any form, yoga, jogging, cycling, swimming, some form of exercise, but it has to be on a daily basis. Some sport activity has to be there. So when your intake and your output is balanced, you will not gain weight. In that case, 1 or 2 days you eat junk or unhealthy, you party, it doesn't matter. But the problem arises when you don't follow that lifestyle and you keep eating, definitely you'll gain weight. And then we blame the system. No, it's us. We have to form the discipline in going to the gym or play a sport and take care of ourselves.
Yes, I think that's really interesting. And whenever it comes to breaking some bad habits, what is your advice to the people to break all of, because you can't break all of these bad habits, eating a lot and not exercising very easily. So, what is your advice on that? How we can break our bad habits and start a new life in direction of fitness and taking care of our own body as well?
Well, it comes from inside. You have to remember when you will be 70-year-old, no one is going to come and help you. You will be standing on your leg, your back will be supporting you. So no wife, no kids will support you. At that time, you will be alone. So for that, you have to start your journey from now to live healthy life. Try to be a little selfish. Think about yourself. Eat healthy.
Yes, sir. So basically, a lot of motivation you should try to find it within you. And also, I have heard that you also provide a lot of extensive motivational guidance to people who have had surgery, and you do motivational sessions for them. Can you tell us about this and how do you do this?
So all these patients who have been operated, we've I have made a group, and then on a monthly basis, I keep doing some activities like taking them out in a park or to a gym. We're doing some exercise. Now, if you just invite people for exercise, they may be a little lazy and all. So you usually invite them for a breakfast, a live breakfast in a park where we do a live cooking, a healthy food. People come for eating. It's a healthy food, but before that, we make sure everyone does exercise or we do a barbecue. So all these events, I keep doing it, or we do a challenge in this group also, who will lose maximum weight, or we go live, we invite them out in a restaurant and we do some events. So people they like to interact, they like going out. So I always keep doing some activities where keeping involved with them. Also, when a festival comes, we try to do like a iftar party or a New Year party to make them feel that it's a family, and definitely life goes on.
So basically, every person you operate on and help guide their life into a new way and a new form, they basically become a part of your very big family of people that have been changed. And I think getting to celebrate that is really interesting. And I think this is a really great idea. And of course, then you can monitor people as well, that they are keeping their life, and then you get motivation as well, being a doctor. So I also heard you deal with cancer, specifically breast cancers. Cancer is like one of the most worst diseases that humankind faces. So how can it is best to avoid cancer? How can we do that? And how can we live a healthy life rid of cancer?
Well, we are living in an era where everything is available, and breast cancer is no more a fear factor where people die. So early detection is the goal to a success to it. We have to beat cancer. So regular screening, we usually educate all the females to do a self breast examination. Regularly go and meet a doctor, do your ultrasounds regularly, do your mammogram after you are 40, or MRI. Whenever small sign or symptom you get, early go to the doctor. So we try to pick up a disease as early as possible, where just by removing a small part of the breast, disease is cured and you are free of cancer.
Yes. So, generally, a lot of people, not only women, can face cancer. Of course, breast cancer is specific, but for other cancers as well. How can we just avoid that? How can we make habits such that not only we avoid obesity, but we avoid cancer as well? So, what kind of habits do you suggest we make at an early age?
All healthy habits will avoid all cancers, in short. But yes, if you avoid smoking, you will avoid the lung cancer, you avoid drinking, you'll avoid the lung or the liver cancer. And so all these habits, they come with something or the other. Nothing comes for free. So we take care of ourselves, we will be taken care.
Yes, sir. And also, you must be knowing what is going on in Ukraine. A lot of medical students in their last years are forced to come back due to the situation and currently going on, and now they are helpless without a degree, and all of their studies is wasted. What is your advice for these students, and how can they keep their hope going?
Well, their studies is not wasted. In Ukraine and Russia, the good way is when you are studying anywhere in Russia or ex-Russia, you can always take a transfer to other university. So all those who have studied for 5 years, they can take a transfer to the sixth year in any of the university in Kazakhstan, Moscow, Leningrad, and finish their degree and come back. So, and I'm sure they all know about it. And I'm sorry they had to come back in a war situation. They had to see, and they had to rush, and they were evacuated from there. It was a difficult time for them. All my regards and wishes to those people. But I'm sure they'll fight it out, and they must have learned a lot from this war, and they will realize what actual peace is.
Yes, sir. I think that is a great opinion, and all of the students, thanks to the government of India, have been able to evacuate successfully and been able to come to India. And due to this, of course, there was a lot of hardship, but due to the support and due to their persistence as well, they can do a lot in their life. And if you really have the passion, every obstacle can be converted into an opportunity. So I think this is really interesting. Moving on, can you tell us? Can you give us advice for the children that are watching this video, specifically my community, to be successful and grow in life? As you have done so much in your life as a doctor and as a person as well, what is your advice for children, and how should they live their life generally, not from a medical perspective?
Well, you have to be consistent. Nothing comes for free. Hard work, yes. You have to be at the right time, right place. Luck, plays a role, but a small role. At the end, it's your hard work. If you are good at hard work, no one can stop you. My father always says, don't run behind money. You work hard, money will run behind you. So work hard, party hard.
Yes. I think I think this is really important. Being consistent and persistent is one of the most defining qualities of success. And thank you for sharing that. And also, sir, for the children currently giving NEET examination in India, it is an Indian examination of medical studies, and a lot of people, it's considered one of the hardest exam, like with IIT JEE. So, what is your advice for children giving that examination, and how can they learn and get inspiration from being a doctor in their future?
Well, I'll wish everyone best of luck, all those who are preparing for NEET exam. Yes, it's an entry point to become a doctor, but this is a competitive world, and don't leave or lose hope by not competing once. There are many chances you will compete next time. Everyone is trying, and becoming a doctor, it's not about earning money. It's a very prestigious job. You gain a lot of love, respect from the community. So my regards and wishes and all the best to all the students who are preparing for NEET. I'm sure they will do well in life.
Yes. I think this is really interesting, and a lot of children prepare for the from 11 to 12 and put a lot of hard work, and there is a lot of hope riding from their family, and their hard work is all at stake for this examination. And I think when you put the hard work and you get the success, I think this is one of the most satisfying feeling in life.
Sure.
So thank you for your advice on that. And you have done over 6,000 surgeries throughout your tenure in the medical industry, which is really incredible, I should say. What would you say are your learnings from being in the medical field?
We learn on a daily basis. Yeah, it doesn't come over a period of time. We every day come across a difficult cases. We learn how to deal with different situations. And yes, when a patient gets cured, the happiness you get is totally different. So it's a daily basis we keep learning and treating, and our happiness and everything is all related to the patient cure and well-being.
Yes, sir. I think being a doctor is one of the hardest and one of the most rewarding jobs in the world, because ultimately you are working a lot. You have minimal time with your family, and you put a lot of hard work, as we said, examinations, and you have done so much studies to become the doctor you are today. So all of that, and then less time with family, but you get rewarded by the satisfaction that you get by helping a lot of people. And you have done 6,000 surgeries, which is really great. And I can't even imagine the amount of satisfaction you must get from all performing these surgeries, and helping all of these people get a new life. So this is really interesting, and a lot of people should consider being a doctor, because not only is it hard, but it is one of the most contributing jobs in the world. And it is basically in corona COVID times, it was being a doctor was like being a god. And it is really interesting, and it is great to see that you have done so much in your life.
Thank
For
you. Thank
and For doing this much, you must have had role models from whom you have been inspired. So can you tell us about them and why they are your role models?
There are many role models. First is my father, who taught me a lot how to be disciplined, how to live healthy. He was the one who used to wake up early morning at 4 o'clock and go to the stadium, do exercise, and then daily he used to travel to another city. He stationed our family in one place and he kept traveling for almost 10 years on a daily basis. So only so that his kids can have a good education. So that itself was my first role model, where his discipline was 4 o'clock, he has to wake up, 7 o'clock, his train leaves from the city. He will get up, go to stadium, get fresh, do his exercise, come back, have breakfast, get ready, and leave. And he used to come back by 9, 10, 11. There were days he was busy, he used to come by 2 in the midnight, but he made sure he goes to the work next day. In 10 years, there was not even a single day, even if he had late working hours, that he didn't come home. He made sure whether he's coming for 2 hours, 3 hours, he used to come home, be with us, sleep at home, then early morning go. So he is the most important role model who taught me a lot in my life, and because of whom I am here today.
Yes, and I think a lot of people watching this video also agree on this with you. Fathers are one of the most inspirational and one of the most hard-working people that we are very lucky to have in our lives. And uh, my father also is one of the greatest inspirations for me, and I agree with you on this. And can you tell us, lastly, second last question, please advise few people whom you would like to see and learn from on this show, and why?
Well, it's an amazing show, and nice to see Aditya nicely organizing a show and giving people like us the opportunity to come on this platform and speak. And it's a good thing to speak to you, and definitely a lot of viewers are getting to know about us. So definitely, and I'll definitely recommend you to not two, I'll recommend more than that people's, which will just give me a day's time, who you can meet and definitely they will benefit the society.
Thank you, sir. And lastly, I hope you enjoyed the show. I certainly did. And my viewers, I hope you learned a lot. And I'll just link Dr. Rohit's website down below, and you can just check it out. And he has done so much in his life. And if you want to contact him related to anything or any problem related to like obesity, and you can just contact him. He's a very helpful person. And last, sir, please advise what unique thing you have liked about Aditya Talks and any suggestions which should be incorporated to improve this experience.
Say again, I missed, your voice was not clear, Aditya.
Please advise what unique things you have liked about Aditya Talks and any suggestions which should be incorporated to improve the experience.
I like the way you have conducted the show. You're doing it in a very professional, smooth way. It's amazing. You make the other person comfortable. You do your homework well. You understand with whom you know the subject. See, at this age, you are conducting this show, and the way you're doing is amazing. I've done so many interviews. I've many times seen people, they just come, ask you questions, and go. But you're among the few at this age, you are the only one who does his homework properly and then conducts the interview. All the best. There's nothing I can suggest you to improve. You're doing good. Keep it up.
Thank you, sir. I really learned a lot from this interview, and it's been a pleasure and an honor to interview you. And this will be one of the most best interviews from the interviews I have done. And I certainly learned a lot. And my viewers, I hope you enjoyed, because I certainly did. Just leave your thoughts in the comments below and like, and definitely stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you, sir. It's
Thank
been
you,
an honor.
Aditya. All the best. Take care. Thank you.